Mark Consuelos has never been one to shy away from honesty. He is charming, quick-witted, and has spent decades under the spotlight, first as the dashing soap opera star and later as the supportive husband of one of television's most beloved personalities. But even after nearly 30 years of marriage to Kelly Ripa, Consuelos recently confessed that some lessons in love and partnership were not learned in the glow of Hollywood lights, but in the everyday reality of marriage. And the most unforgettable one, he admits, came in the form of two simple words he will never utter to his wife again. Calm down. The confession arrived with a mixture of humor and gravity, the kind of moment that exposes the fragile underpinnings of even the most glamorous unions. Consuelos, recalling times when emotions ran high, revealed that his instinct to step in and soothe often came back to haunt him. He had believed in those heated moments that urging his wife to calm down might ease the storm. Instead, it turned the tide against him. "I learned the hard way," he admitted, as if each syllable carried the memory of arguments better left unprovoked. The phrase that was meant to de-escalate only magnified the fire, leaving him wiser, if a little bruised, in the long aftermath of experience. What makes the revelation so striking is not just that Consuelos admitted a mistake, but that he dared to share it so publicly. In a world where celebrity couples are often painted in brushstrokes of perfection, here was a man confessing, with a touch of vulnerability, that he had misjudged the battlefield of words. For Kelly Ripa, sharp and quick as ever, the admission was less of a revelation and more of a confirmation. Her humor cut through his honesty with the kind of precision only a long-married partner can summon. Telling her to calm down, she has quipped, is not an invitation to peace but a summons to fury. To her, such words do not soothe, they ignite. And Consuelos, despite his good intentions, discovered that truth time and time again. There is something undeniably dramatic about watching a marriage unfold so openly before the public eye. Theirs began like a romance novel. Two young actors cast opposite each other on All My Children, their chemistry spilling off the set into real life. In 1996, they eloped in Las Vegas, young, reckless, wildly in love. It was a decision that seemed impulsive at the time but has, against all odds, endured for nearly 3 decades. Yet endurance does not mean ease. Behind the glamour of red carpets and morning television smiles lies the messiness of partnership. The late-night arguments, the moments when the wrong word can linger in the air like smoke. Calm down became one of those words. It is almost universal, the phrase that turns lovers into adversaries in an instant. To say it is to imply that the other's emotions are misplaced, unworthy, exaggerated. For Ripa, whose fiery personality is part of what has made her a household name, being told to calm down felt like dismissal. It was never a bomb, only a match striking against flint. For Consuelos, the lesson was carved deep into the fabric of their marriage. Validation is worth more than dismissal, acknowledgement more than a demand for silence. The drama of his admission resonates because it is not confined to the walls of their home. It echoes through countless relationships where words chosen in haste unravel the delicate threads of communication. Fans watching from afar saw themselves in his stumble, remembering their own heated exchanges where calm down turned small arguments into conflagrations. The universality of the moment makes it powerful, stripping away the distance between celebrity and ordinary life. In that confession, Mark Consuelos was not the actor, not the co-host, not the star husband. He was simply a man, humbled by the realities of love. Kelly Ripa's response added another layer to the drama. For years she has built her career on charisma, quick thinking, and humor that sparkles with truth. Her willingness to laugh at the moments that others might conceal has made her relatable to millions. So when her husband confessed his misstep, she did not let it rest quietly. She transformed it into a shared story, one that she could spin into laughter on air or in interviews. A reminder that their marriage is not a pedestal but a living, breathing partnership filled with mistakes, apologies, and growth. The dramatic tension between his confession and her reaction embodies the rhythm of their entire relationship. One speaks, the other counters, and together they create something resilient, if not always serene. But beneath the humor lies something more profound. To dismiss a partner's emotions is to risk building walls instead of bridges. And the phrase calm down has, for generations, carried with it a subtle but sharp edge. It is a phrase often used against women, a command disguised as comfort, one that suggests irrationality rather than understanding. Consuelo's willingness to acknowledge that it never worked on his wife touches on those deeper gendered dynamics. He became, in that moment, not just a husband speaking about his marriage, but a man confronting a cultural script that many are only beginning to unlearn. The audience response revealed how deeply this struck a chord. On social media, people rushed to share their own lessons, their own regrets about words that inflamed rather than soothed. Memes flooded timelines, poking fun at the universal futility of telling anyone, especially a spouse, to calm down. Every husband knows this rule, one commenter wrote. Another joked, Mark Consuelos just saved thousands of marriages with that confession. The story spread, not because it was scandalous, but because it was painfully and hilariously true. The drama of the revelation also speaks to the enduring allure of Ripa and Consuelos as a couple. They have lived their marriage in plain sight, not with curated perfection, but with unvarnished honesty. Their disagreements, their quirks, their lessons learned the hard way are all woven into the story they share with the world. And unlike the fleeting romances that populate Hollywood headlines, theirs has withstood time, change, and the relentless gaze of fame. Perhaps it is because they do not pretend. Perhaps it is because they know that love is not a smooth path but a terrain of missteps, reconciliations, and laughter that carries them forward. Now, with Consuelos sitting beside Ripa each morning as co-host of Live with Kelly and Mark, their private banter has become part of public entertainment. Viewers tune in not just for the interviews and celebrity segments, but to witness the way they speak to each other, the way their partnership plays out unscripted before millions. Every look, every quip, every on-air disagreement becomes a continuation of the story they began nearly 3 decades ago. The calm down confession is simply the latest chapter, a reminder that even in front of the cameras, they are still learning how to navigate marriage. The drama of the moment lies not in scandal, but in relatability. It is not a betrayal, not a revelation of secrets, but a confession of the ordinary trials that make a relationship real. Consuelo's words resonate because they are, at their heart, about respect. They are about the recognition that love is not about silencing but about hearing, not about dismissing but about holding space for another's truth.